much faster.
Much better.
Which worked much better, but still nowhere near fast enough. So I reckon I can fix this by reducing the weight of the spinning arm with some wood.
Happy New Year, everybody. Jack here, back with some more reactions here to check the Bane of OSHA. I did a thing. Today he's trying to answer one of the questions of all time. Can you skip fast enough to stop the rain? I think that's one of those questions that you would have asked yourself as a kid if you watched Disney's Double Dutch, Rocky, or any movies that have like a training montage. It's like pretty obvious of a question to ask. Now, the obvious answer to this is no. As an avid rope jumper myself, which I do to like help my vertical jumps, it's quite difficult to cover that much of a surface area with a rope. Sure, you can bounce away some raindrops, but like doing a triple under, that's not nearly enough. And I don't even know that you can't even do that with a machine. Anyways, I'm speculating way too much here. Without further ado, let's just jump into the video. Great, starting the video with us on the screen.
Skipping, the greatest sport ever created.
Hell yeah.
It's fun. It cuts your grass.
Oh. Dude.
And best of all, it's relaxing. As I was having my after exercise shower, I slipped.
Right. Oh, it's the worst. Falling in a bath.
I had a thought.
Oh. He's actually making a machine to do that. Of course he does. He's going to get so injured. Oh, and also, as a little bit of a side note, as I've become quite infamous on this channel for my far tangents, here's a little one with respect to the rope jumping. You know how in school, a lot of people always complain about how you spend years and years doing things in school and you never become a master at the thing that you learn? At least that's how a lot of people have it, right? You are taught math, but you don't even know how to do your taxes. There are a plethora of things like that. But like when it comes to rope jumping, you do it once, you feel like freaking Rocky Balboa. It's amazing. You become like the heavyweight champion of your own mental world.
Okay, before I attempt to see if I can skip fast enough to stop the rain, I'm going to do some very bad maths to figure out how fast I actually need to skip.
Huh?
So I looked up the average speed of a raindrop, which travels at around 10 meters a second and has a width of 3 millimeters, which is around 10,000 millimeters a second. And if the skipping rope is 4 millimeters thick, 800 rotations a second.
Wait. Okay, oh, sorry. I'm just thinking in a way different way with this. I was imagining, obviously it's all about speed, but I was just thinking about the surface area that you need to cover. Like take an umbrella for an instance, you need to cover those 360 degrees, right? Well, the surface area at least around you. But going to that, you have how many? There's 8 segments on an umbrella, sometimes 10, and 360 degrees. They're all divided in 45 degrees. So that's 45 of a 360 times pi times the radius of an umbrella. That's like 90 centimeters in diameter, so 45 centimeters. I can't do that in my head.
Few moments later.
Okay, that's 795 cubic centimeters or 0.08 cubic meters. You are not doing that. What is the world record for rope skip? The most skipping in 1 minute long is 2:39. That's... Oh, long rope. No, I'm not interested in that. What's... Oh, jump record here. Oh my god! What the fuck? 105 double unders. And this guy did 250 jumps. That's 8 revolutions a second. How? In 30 seconds? There goes the saying, there's always an Asian kid better than you. But my point still stands. No matter the speed that this individual has achieved, which is insane, they cannot stop rain.
Stop every drop of rain from hitting your head. And after doing a quick skipping rope test myself, I'm actually pretty close, with around 3 rotations a second. So either I need to step up my steroid cycle or find another way to do it. And after looking online, I found this Chinese kid, who currently holds 2 world records. The first as the fastest jump roper in the world, and the second for the most amount of ants killed in 30 seconds. Managing to do 216 skips and kill 10,127 ants, which works out at around 7 skips a second. So I got excited and immediately sent him a message asking if he wanted to join me in the shower where I could pour water on him, but he never responded. Which means I'm going to have to cheat and make something much stronger than me and this kid. And I think I know where I want to start, with this cement mixer. And my idea is simple. I have this bent rod stuck in here with a skipping rope on one end so that when I turn it on, it acts like a spinning arm.
That does not work.
Get a bigger arm,
Crap.
perhaps.
The rope didn't do a full rotation at all. It kind of just wobbles in one spot. But after doing a little bit of research, I found this strange advertisement for a skipping rope machine
Of course.
made for children that are either incredibly lazy or that have no arms.
Get jumping.
That's an option. That's definitely an option.
And it works way better than my cement mixer, even though the motor is much slower and weaker. Probably because the spinning arm that the rope is attached to is much longer.
Yeah.
So I made this slightly scary looking arm and attached it.
This thing is terrifying.
It's Beyblade.
It's pretty good. So take this face shield, put it on.
To the beat. Jump,
How about
jump,
yourself?
jump it. Set your speed and take the lead. Jump, jump, jump it. With a friend, just shake and bend. Jump.
Okay, stop. Let's try faster. Just obviously, if it gets tangled, release immediately because otherwise the blades will come into my head. Alright. Okay?
Oh,
Ready,
please.
set, go.
Please, wear something on your head, mate. Keep your head down. At least keep...
Okay, stop.
And after the rope snapped and whipped me in the eye, I decided it was time for me to make it much faster and stronger.
I don't know. His videos keep making me uneasy. Like, it's genuinely unnerving, like feeling for the safety of somebody like miles away who is clearly okay, but still.
And after raiding the bin of the local pool shop, I found these. But more importantly, this. A 2,500 watt pool pump, which spins at 2,800 rotations per minute with a 7-meter minimum head. My head is only around 40 centimeters, but hopefully it should still work. So I just got a giant metal blade, drilled a hole in it, and attached it to the motor, which seems slightly dangerous.
Just a sword.
No, you don't say.
So I secured the motor to the table and piled up some stuff to make sure I don't decapitate a passerby, and turned it on.
If you hear me scream, come into the garage. Actually, you should probably stand away from that. 3, 2, 1. Okay.
Okay, the motor starts slowly, which is actually good for me, as it will increase my chances of being able to
He's
sit.
essentially making a
And
plane
the blade
propeller.
also didn't fly off, which gave me confidence to see how fast this thing will go.
3, 2, 1.
Pretty fast.
That's so terrifying.
It is fast, and I didn't
Oh, actually something very smart. If he attached 2 ropes instead, like again, Double Dutch was thinking about that movie. He can make it pretty good. He still won't stop the rain though, but it'll be a bit more effective. But then again, it requires that you're able to jump accordingly.
let it build up to full speed, as I didn't like it that the high-pitched noise it was producing was getting higher and higher and louder. But I'm happy with it, and decided I would attach some more things that can fly off and kill me. like these bearings on the end, so that when the skipping rope is spinning around, it doesn't get tangled up.
Oh.
So I just clamped them down.
What? With...
Then welded them in place.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, he's just going to be using glue for this.
And I don't know if you've ever watched life hack videos on TikTok or Facebook, but they always weld directly to the bearing when they're building their weird life hack cock and ball torture devices.
Yeah.
So I believed it would work.
No.
But it doesn't. These bearings do not turn. And I think it's because the little balls inside must be arcing and then welding to each other, which means I'll need to friction fit the bearings. So I cut out a small section of pipe and
That was a thing that was freaking out about before. He's gonna burn his finger, turning himself into like Lord of the Rings. Okay, I don't know where I was going with that reference.
welded it onto the metal strip, then pressed the bearing into it.
Okay, well, that might work.
Come on! Which didn't work either. So I'm going to get even more janky, and I'm going to use these washers and some super glue to very precariously hold the bearings on. And I am dying to see if this will work. So I just poked through the rope and attached the other side to an anvil. And after giving it a spin with my hand, I reckon this might work.
Please work. Kind of works.
Be careful now, he slaps the ground and everything on top. The slag from slapping the ground.
Not even that fast.
And that was a little disappointing. But I'm hoping it was just because the rope was turkey slapping the ground. So I pulled it back so that the rope is just above the ground and gave it another go.
3, 2, 1. That is much faster.
Much better.
Which worked much better, but still nowhere near fast enough. So I reckon I can fix this by reducing the weight of the spinning arm with some wood.
Listen, I've been getting some thirst comments on the channel sometime. Oh my. Kicking up with daddy. And I understand, but how much does he get when his channel is filled with innuendos all the time?
But because of the thickness of the wood, I've also had to cut the nut which holds the spinning arm to the motor in half. Which
He really chose
doesn't
those
give me
words
much
carefully,
confidence.
didn't he?
3, 2, 1.
But it's wood. Wouldn't it cave under the weight of the rope and
Stay together. That is so
the lathe at the
faster.
end?
And the wood spins much faster than the steel. But for some reason, as soon as I added the rope, it slowed down heaps.
Yeah, because it's too thin.
Why is it slower?
Stick
I'm
with
wondering why it's
metal.
getting slower. Because the wood is rubbing against the motor. I was like, why is this so hot as well? That makes so much sense. Okay, round 4. This time with a split in the wood.
It's gonna shatter. Oh no. Yeah, who could have seen that coming?
Wood snapped in half. So I think the wood is a bit too weak.
But I ignored my own advice and attempted to use the wood again, but this time with another washer to give
It's just
the
gonna
wood some support.
snap faster now.
3, 2, 1. Whoa. I cannot use wood.
And after that great success, I decided I would go back to using the steel, but add another rope. So there is double the chances of it hitting the raindrops.
Yeah.
And to do that, I need to attach the other side of the ropes to something that spins. As if it doesn't rotate, the ropes will get tangled and will then pull themselves into the giant death blade. And I reckon these bearings which came off a Lazy Susan will probably rotate enough for that. But after a quick test, it's very obvious this Lazy Susan doesn't want to spin.
That's crap. Susan.
But then I had an amazing, revolutionary idea. Maybe I can invent a tiny palm-sized spinning device. With a bearing in the middle that has 2 bearings on each side. So then you can hold it in the middle and it can spin freely. So
Beyblade?
I came up with a couple of designs.
Which?
And this one.
Sorry, fidget spinner, yeah.
And I reckon if anyone watching wants to make a pile of money, all you need to do is mass produce these cheap in China and then sell them to children all over the world. Just get me in on some of the profits.
Well, it aids with your autism.
Okay, the palm spinner idea seems to work. The rope is making a full rotation without getting tangled. But I'm kind of worried the 3D printed plastic will break while spinning at high speed and then the wires will come loose, creating the world's largest whippersnipper. So I stacked up some more stuff to protect my family who are on the other side of this wall in case the whole thing flies apart. Then gave it a full speed test.
3,
That's wild.
2, 1.
Well, the plastic has a lot more elasticity, so it shouldn't be that much of a problem.
Double rope?
Double Dutch other way, baby.
And I am amazed. I've never made something that works first go before. And the high-speed camera confirms that the palm spinner is doing a great job of rotating and not tangling the ropes. But just like Paul Walker, I need to go faster. And I've realized how. Aluminium.
It's not difficult. Aluminium. Please. And by the way, that Paul Walker joke was wild. Can you imagine the Pedro Pascal meme there with Nicolas Cage with Paul Walker instead? As the car just... Oh no. No, I'm not continuing that joke.
Beautiful. 3, 2, 1.
Much better.
That worked really well. Maybe too well, actually, as I think I almost turned it into a propeller. So I attached the metal wires, and luckily while doing that, discovered that the 3D printed palm spinner had broken. So I used the last of my skateboard bearings and created a new spinner out of aluminium and superglue. Now I'm ready for the final test before trying to jump rope fast enough to stop the rain.
3, 2, 1.
He's not gonna jump through it, is he? Ain't no way.
And I reckon that's as fast as I'm going to get it. So I put some Loctite on the bolt of the propeller to make sure that it wasn't coming off.
Oh, come on, dude, come on.
And then gave it a proper tighten. And then I grabbed some stuff around the house to make one of those stupid rain devices that every
single music video has. And I guess that the song was copywritten. It happens. Under my umbrella, Ella, Kobe.
So now hopefully when I open this tap, the water runs through the hose into the bath, past his legs, down the drain, through the pipe, and then out the head before it falls directly onto this wire. And I was about to turn it on for a test, but luckily remembered that my yard is always filled with birds that fly around, and the last thing I want to do is create a magpie pie. So I decided I would just wait for night.
Nice.
And before testing the
Nice,
machine, I thought I
indeed.
should have a go at skipping so we can get a comparison and see how bad I am.
Oh, it's going to be so cold. Go. It's not doing anything.
And at first I thought I got all cold and wet for nothing, but after looking at the high speed,
it leaves
you
us
can actually
trails.
see that the skipping rope was doing something
But then
and hit the rain, leaving a trail of mist.
you still need to cover that. What do you say? 0.08 square meters area on top of you at all times. You gotta go faster than that.
Which gives me hope that the full speed test will create an air bubble force field around me. And my original intention was to attempt to skip in the middle of this machine, but after seeing what happens when it goes wrong and seeing what happens when it goes right, I'm not going to risk it.
Yeah, and
But
it's a
Chinese
metal
jump rope
wire.
kid, if you're watching, the offer's still open if you want to come smash your own world record. Okay, I decided to start with the shower setting, which most resembles rain.
Hey, it does leave a...
And at first glance, that didn't seem very successful either. But in the slow-mo, you can see that it definitely impacts more raindrops than before and
Yeah.
creates a line of mist where the rope spins. And it does it especially well against the larger raindrops. So I changed the setting on the hose and gave it another go.
That's pretty nice. It's like a gunner sitting somewhere just wanting to hit every single
And
raindrop.
this is awesome to watch. I kind of feel like I'm watching a battle take place. Raindrops versus an insane man. And it doesn't hit often, but when it does, it's extremely satisfying.
Yeah, it's cool.
I was entertained for
I
at
admit
least
that.
3 minutes while editing, having fun betting on which raindrop is going to explode.
Come on.
It also worked slightly.
And they make fun of Canadian and Euro Euro dollars. Euro dollars. Jesus Christ, I'm thinking in Cyberpunk 2077 money here. In euros. For looking like Monopoly money.
Better when I used the mist setting. But not because it hit the drops, but because it creates a kind of circular airflow which slightly changes the path of the rain. But besides that is a complete failure. It stops maybe 1 out of 100 raindrops. But while watching the slow-mo, I realized something it is not a complete failure at. The giant lights placed directly behind the giant spinning wires means I've created the world's largest, most elaborate bug killer. Poor guy. Okay, let's chuck some stuff into it.
Well, it doesn't work with legumes. Or fruit for that sake. At least I don't think so. Okay, it snaps.
Okay, this is what it did to the banana.
Potassium 1.
Not very impressive.
Aluminium 0.
The banana did this to the machine. This thing is so.
And that was also a waste of a banana. But luckily, I've been learning to grow heaps of delicious bananas at home with the help of today's sponsor, Skillshare.
That's not how you plant a banana. But this man is bursting through OSHA violations like was it a pack of Tic Tacs. It's so fast. Like you see one thing, like it's so anxiety filled. You feel for his safety, like wear some protection, some protective pants or something if you're actually planning on jumping into that. Hopefully he didn't do that. Then he goes on to chunk fruit into it and his, I guess, sibling is standing behind the door. Such a good setup. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it's entertaining, but man, my anxiety is getting top every single time. Anyways guys, thank you so much for checking out this video. As always, please do make sure to go and subscribe to I Did a Thing. And of course, if you like this video, don't forget to give it a like. And I see you guys in the next one. Bye.